Matthew, congratulations on another lightning quick win. I don't know if you've heard, but you're now one of 2 UFC fighters to score sub 30-second knockouts in the UFC. Only you and Anthony Johnson, they said on the broadcast. So what do you make of that stat?
Wow, that's pretty wild, dude. Yeah, I'm super excited. Very, very excited for it.
Initial thoughts after that performance in general. I think a lot of people online, when they saw this matchup, they thought it was a little bit of a mismatch. He hadn't fought in a long time. He's kind of on a losing streak. They were maybe a little confused why he was getting the spot on this big card. Were you confused at all with the matchup? And after seeing some of his previous performances, is this the outcome you expected when you finally stepped in the octagon?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that he trained out with Nick Diaz. He had been at Diaz's camp for a while. I think at least since 2014, because this is his last fight I was looking at the other day, or that was online. He was still a part of Nick Diaz's camp. So he comes from a world-class camp, man. He trains with really good people. But so I didn't really buy into the whole like, oh, they're just bringing this guy in, this and that. Like, I was fully ready for a war with a better version of Martin Sano. But for sure, I knew that I had the ability to go in and finish it lightning quick, as I have that belief with anybody I fight.
And then at the ceremonials, tried to shake his hand. He kind of scoffed at you and walked away. I think you kind of chuckled at him, but did that actually bother you? And if it did you say anything to him after the fight?
No, not at all. I was talking to, who was I talking to yesterday about it? I was talking to someone, but anyway, I always offer my hand or offer the fist and stuff like that, but I never expect it back. It's just like I've grown up with sportsmanship values and implanted in me, so give them a bump, give them a shake before we go out and fight. If they don't want to, whatever, cool.
Then you obviously didn't take any damage in that fight. When do you want to get back in there? And if you do have a date, is there any name in mind that you would like to fight next?
I'm not much of a call-out person, man. I'm just kind of like happy to be here, and whoever the UFC feels that is a good challenge for me, then I'm like, all right, let's do it, man. But I will say, if there's any welterweights out there who want to dance, give me a shout, and we can set something up.
When you talk about the way this fight played out, obviously you visualize a victory, but when you go back and you think, man, I just took him out of there in a couple seconds, just when you think about when you visualize the fight and that was the reality, can you put that into words, what it was like to get that kind of win?
Oh, dude, it was, it's definitely hard to put into words, but it's just a reaffirmation of what hard work does for you, man. And it's like I have a lot to go in terms of being a better athlete and being a better fighter and being as focused as I can be. I've been reading David Goggins' book. He talks about the 40% rule, you know what I mean? Like, I'm probably at like 55% right now. Like, I got a whole bunch more that I'm capable of, man. But I truly do believe in myself, and I take that into every fight camp, particularly this last one.
With him, out of that Diaz camp, and tonight is obviously very Nick Diaz centric. Do you feel like, they may have felt that a bit in the locker room? They're like, oh, it might be a long night for us in the team.
Maybe, man. I was talking to Pierce before too, because he fought before me, and him were like, go red team. Like, so it was, yeah, man, maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but at the same time, it's Nick Diaz. He's an OG, he's a veteran, so I don't see that really bothering him too much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
You mentioned on the broadcast, right here.
Oh, sorry.
Only girl. You mentioned on the broadcast that it's on your last fight on your contract. When you go into a fight, is that on your mind that you need to kind of perform to have that extra leverage when it comes time to renegotiate that contract?
Yeah, and I feel like for some people it might hinder their performance, but for me it makes me fight better. I like having pressure on me. It's kind of a weird personality trait of mine. But yeah, I almost kind of feel like it puts a little bit more pressure on me. It kind of makes me feel more like, I guess you could say more alive, because I'm like a little bit, the anxiety's up. I'm like, I guess you could say as anything, whenever you're trying to grow outside your comfort zone and stuff like that, like that's when you know you're growing, is when you're uncomfortable. So I almost kind of find comfort in that uncomfort going into that fight, especially this fight where I kept coming off a loss and I really needed to perform and do something spectacular.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more quick one. I don't know if you put any stock into it, but normally when you get a sub 30-second knockout, you're on the short list for performance bonus. What would you do with that money if you get it?
Well, I got $50K after the Jason Witt fight, so if I didn't get it tonight, I wouldn't be too heartbroken. But if I did, to be honest, man, I plan on doing a lot of good things with it. Definitely maybe pocket a little bit of it, but I definitely like to do some charity work and maybe even start my own charity, start something. I like helping people, man, to be honest. And that's honestly a big reason why I got into fighting and why I want to be a superstar, man. I want to be there to help people, whether that's through, money or through using money to create opportunities or something like that, man. So if I do happen to get another 50K, then I'm definitely going to look to do some investing in my community and the people around me.
Matthew, congrats on the win. Just to co-sign with Jose, Daniel Cormier drew the 50K over your replay. I think you're golden. Another successful Jedi mind trick on a victim. How good does this feel? And then it kind of gets a taste out of the chaos fight, that performance you wish you could do.
Oh, yeah, man. Wash that taste right out of my mouth for sure, man. And I've always had like a pretty short memory, you know what I mean? And I definitely never forgot the chaos fight, and I learned a lot from that. So shout out to Chaos, respect to him for putting it on me and kind of waking me up a little bit.
Excellent. And you're in this Shark Tank of a weight class. Give me your take on Nick Diaz is back. St. Pierre was just in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Condit retired. 170 just sizzling again.
Oh, yeah, man. It's like, I'm 28 now, man. I started watching UFC when I was like freaking 8 or 9 years old, you know what I mean? Like the VHS tapes and stuff like that. So I'm like used to seeing the OGs, seeing them go through their primes. And it's like you see the guys like Carlos Condit, Benavidez, like all these guys retiring. It's like, dang, man, like this truly is like the shift of the next generation. So I'm happy to be part of that next generation. And I draw a lot of inspiration and motivation from those OGs and those GOATs who came through before I did. So I'm trying to be like them.
Excellent, man. Congrats on the win and good luck with the nonprofit going forward.
Thank you, man.